We are back.
Okay, we are back. We are good. Hopefully. Okay. Where did we leave off actually?
You were asking about
Uh,
challenges in esports, I believe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Kirsten, I think we're going to need you to have that very eloquent explanation a second time.
Okay. I don't know. Did they hear Patrick's response?
We'll get
oh,
Patrick's response also.
Okay, let's go for him first. Let's go
We'll
for him
start at the
first.
top. I'll
sure.
start at the very top.
So I think it was me that started off, right? It's like something executive team is not a one-man show. So basically, you have people to vent and rant to if there's any issues about outreach and all of that stuff. I forgot what else I said.
I think, yeah, that was like the TLDR of it. And then I basically just said that we have like there are other schools to reach out to, some who have probably experienced similar challenges to you, and so they're also a very helpful resource because we are all a community and we're all here for the same reason, right? So I think, yeah, just like reaching out to others and understanding that they've probably been through what you've been through. So yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, I think definitely you guys are evolving and changing, and things will come with change, and you'll see that growth eventually, even if it's not in the next year or two. But I think if you look back at your clubs 5 years ago, like I'm sure all of you have significantly improved them since then. But yeah, so we'll move on to our next question, and this is always one of my favorites. So what is a really something that's super memorable that you have about your club or your time here, whether it's memorable good or memorable bad? And then I guess we'll start with Alex. I'm gonna pick on you first.
Sure. No. Pick on me all you want. I got a couple. We posted a couple of really good events that I can highlight. I guess to answer the good and the bad question simultaneously, we recently at the end of the year did game development showcase, was what we called it. So over the course of a semester, a bunch of non-esports students built out 2 separate games in just one semester. So basically just collaboration between them. And then we got the chance in the esports side of things to run a stream and an event in order to test the games out, play them, and sort of just, get the chance to sort of build the community up a little bit. And on the more technical side of things, we had a lot of, issues. I said in the last panel something about losing power, which was something that happened a lot because 4090s, I guess, are big power draws. But on the good side of things, it was a really great event to introduce new students to the esports world, because a lot of these students were game development students who knew more about it, but then they also had 3D animation students. And through the event and the ability that they got to see their games that they made, even if they hadn't been really gamers before, we got so many good memories, and we had such a great time at the event, despite the issues aside. And yeah, overall, it was just an incredible time. And we've hosted a couple events like that where we got to pull the public in, show them what esports is about, and just the responses that we've gotten over the past 6 months that we've really been doing this are truly memorable and truly incredible. And I think it can only go up from here. So I'm really, really excited for the next few months of at Humber College, at least.
Yeah, I was gonna say I want to jump in at this question. At UBC, I think it's been mentioned already. I'm not sure who mentioned it. We have our gaming expo, which is kind of similar. We have like the panels, and we do a lot of networking. This year, we started to make it a little bigger. We essentially created like an arcade, like whole arcade in the student building, and so we had like. I'm not a big arcade person just because that's a lot of cardio for me. But Rhythm Gamers had a lot of fun. And so we're trying to branch out to that. We do like our big Valorant showcase there as well. And so that's always a really big highlight for us in the year, and it's a great way to get people to come out. And we get a lot of new people with esports, especially with our panelists. Sometimes we get a lot of people who they're like, I have never seen esports before in my life, but this just looked interesting, and I just wanted to stop by. So it's always nice to be able to branch out to the community. But with those types of events, when you're working behind the scenes, there's always the challenges. For us in particular, because we are a club and so we work under our student union, all of the buildings and stuff for the event are from them. And so they have this notorious problem with just never giving us Ethernet. Like, I could beg them 40 times and we'll get to our show match and there's just no Ethernet. None of our sponsors are able to use their computers. Like, just nothing's working, right? And so that's always the fun part, is having to troubleshoot the Ethernet all throughout the day and the stream crashing. And I mean, we've all been there.
Mhm.
Similar to Mischa and Alex's standpoint, here in Alberta as well, it's not just the University of Alberta Esports itself, but we have this higher organization called the Alberta Esports Association. So I think it was last year of February or March, we hosted an expo similar to what Alex and Mischa stated of like an expo. Basically huge crowd. Majority of them were actually folks that didn't really know what esports was, and it was great being one of like the big names to help found Alberta Esports, which was absolutely amazing. I think the logo's like right on the jersey here, which is sick. But an outstanding moment from that is, I don't want to be selfish or anything towards my club specifically, but we dominated every single game category there was, from League of Legends, Overwatch, Rocket League. Like, seeing all the teams compete and just shoot for first place and get their prizes was absolutely amazing to me. So I love the talent and like the amount of like support these talents have. I guess in the same trajectory, the worst memory, one of the League of Legends players during the expo actually broke an acrylic panel on one of the PCs. So long story short, he had his peripherals all like this, right? All set up, all headphones and on and whatnot. He forgot to take off his headphones. As soon as he got up, you saw the PC tower whoosh, and the acrylic panel completely shattered. Luckily, no repercussions happened. We just gave an apology and whatnot under our behalf. But let's just say it was there for, I think, an hour or 2 hours, because no one, even the guy that dropped it, didn't even say, "Oh, we accidentally broke an acrylic panel." It was just there in just shards for an hour and a half. So huge hazard, but hopefully it doesn't happen again this year. Let's say that much.
I was gonna jump in. So for Western Esports this year, it's been my second year here, and I think one of the kind of most proud moments I had this year was just some of the championship titles we brought in. Our R6 team very recently won the NECC Varsity Championship National Division title, which was like crazy. And I remember when they won the regular one, so not the national one, but the one in their division, the championship division. I was like watching them live from their perspective, and you could just hear them, like the excitement in their voices, and then just being like, "Guys, we did it!" They were just like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!" Like, so they couldn't believe it. And like, although I'm not their manager, I'm not, I've not been there for their practices. That's not kind of my role here, but because I get to oversee all these teams, and my overall goal is to kind of get them, like, their presence out into the space. Just like seeing their overall joy and like thinking like, dang, like they won it. Like that's that. Like they went and they did that. Even I don't know if any of you guys have Mario Kart teams, but we recently got a Mario Kart team this last semester, and they won their division. They were seated last in their division, and they ended up winning it, bringing it home. And one of our players was the division MVP. So it was crazy to see someone's idea of just like, hey, I'll start a Mario Kart team, kind of what I was talking about with the Fortnite team. But I helped them all the way through, setting up tryouts, getting any graphic stuff done for them, or ordered. And just to see them accomplish that, it was, I was like, wow, this is what esports is about. This is what we're here for. We're here for the players. We're here for our school and our community. Yeah, and also just a little shout out to Waterland. We went to my first ever LAN. I don't know if any of you guys went or heard about it, but Waterloo and Conestoga kind of put on a LAN event, and it was amazing. Big W to be able to go to that and represent Western. So, yeah.
And last but not least, Kirsten.
This is most memorable, I guess, experience in esports, right?
Yes.
Okay. I guess the past year, I worked really hard to try and bring intramurals to life within our Overwatch community. And we had over 100 signups, which I am so happy about. And this is actually, I think my second run running intramurals, and actually the first time I kind of failed in the sense that the organization wasn't really there. And from that experience, I learned a lot from it. So that was kind of memorable. And then, we tried again this year, and it was super successful. We were able to stream a lot of the games, and we streamed the finals. We had a really great viewership. And on top of that, we were able to contact Monster to supply us gaming chairs for the winners. So we brought in 5 gaming chairs for the winning team, and they were all super excited about it. It was really cool. I think that was a really great, memorable esports experience for me.
Awesome. Yeah, it's really nice to hear that you all have the small wins that are really good, and then the big wins that just feel so much better. But yeah, so that actually kind of takes us about to the end of our panel. We're almost at 3:30, or I guess if you're in the East Coast, 6:30. So thank you to all of you for joining us and sticking through, especially given the couple hiccups. So thank you, Alex, Patrick, Valentina, Mischa, and Kirsten for joining us. If you want to keep up to date with them as well as what their schools are doing, you should go follow them on Twitter. I think Twitter, yeah, Twitter is probably the best. But yeah, so also thank you to our fabulous sponsors for this year. So that is TELUS, who gives you the best student banking plans, as well as, I just messed up. BMO, who gives you the best student banking plans, and TELUS with their amazing phone and data plans that are available, with special rates just for students. So yeah, so next, after this, we'll be coming up with our League of Legends top 8, and then as well as our League of Legends semi-final. So those should be two super exciting tournaments. And then don't forget to type hashtag CIE 2024 in chat, and you'll be entered to win our raffles. At the end of the day today, after our League of Legends League of Legends semifinals, we'll be raffling off 2 $25 Riot gift cards. Thank you, and we will see you in about another half hour.
Bye.